What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Below Deck Mediterranean as we break down episode 5. And you don't want to miss it because we've got a special guest coming at you.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Ooh, I love it. Take me back to the island. I want to be on a beach sipping a margarita or a Mai Tai right now.
Or an espresso martini, because apparently that's a yacht thing.
Well, welcome to another episode. We've got double trouble for you tonight. I'm your host, Paulina Aguilar, and you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina M. Aguilar. And please welcome my lovely co-host.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laura L. Thomas. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Laura L. Thomas TV.
And we're going to start off strong right now. We've got a special guest, cast member Bugs on the line. Are you there, Bugs?
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
I'm so well, how are you?
Good, thank you for being here. It's a little late on your end, but we really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I definitely wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Oh, well, it's such a privilege to have you, and I think a belated happy birthday is in order for you, lady, yeah?
Oh, thank you so much, guys. It was such a fun day, so relaxing, but feeling the old age of it, ripe old 27.
Oh, no. I'm around your age and we're not old.
Yeah, me too. No, that's awesome, lady. I hope you had a great day. That's so fun.
So how long have you been on yachts overall, like working in this industry?
So I've been working in this industry close on, well, I think it's 4 years now. Yeah, I've been in the industry for 4 long years.
Wow.
Well, to me it seems quite long.
So you were a chief stew for how long of those 4 years?
I was chief stew for just over a year when I joined the below deck boat, and now I'm back working as a chief stew in Florida at the moment.
Oh, that's so exciting. So what's it like to be back in the chief stew position?
It's so good. It's just where I feel comfortable and natural, and it's really, really fun.
Well, the viewers got to see that side of you tonight. You seemed to be taking on a lot more responsibility. And also I want to mention, our condolences from here at AfterBuzz for your grandmother. We've been watching that play out on the last couple of episodes.
Thank you so much. It was, it was hard. It's been hard to watch all over again, but it was a hard time. But thankfully I had all the great people on the boat and the crew and the guests and everyone around to kind of, make for a distraction.
Good. I hope you and your family are doing well. So back to being the chief stew, we saw you take on a little bit more responsibility a little bit tonight. How was that with Hannah? Was she okay with that? I mean, obviously we don't get to see everything that happens, on the show.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Hannah was very good about it. We kind of worked very well hand in hand together and whatnot. I mean, I think obviously I came on the show as the second stewardess, which I kind of, respected the fact that she was chief stew, and I respected my place as second stew. And I think, you always make for a good team if you can support each other well. And I think, we have that going for ourselves.
Absolutely. Well, and then also you guys had a little I don't know, big sister moment tonight with Lauren, pulling her aside. How was it working with Lauren and kind of getting her up to par with maybe where you and Hannah naturally worked and jived together?
I mean, Lauren's a lovely girl, and she's a friend of mine still today. And I think that, like, everything from the beginning of the show, you could just see with her past drama with Barbie and whatnot, I think she was kind of overwhelmed in the beginning. And I think it was just kind of Hannah and I taking her under our wings to kind of, put her at peace with what had gone down previously, and just kind of getting on with it and putting on a brave face and just carrying on.
So we got to see your approach is a little bit different than Hannah's. What is it? Like, what's the difference, and what just seems to work better, I guess, in your case, versus maybe how Hannah handled her situation with Lauren?
I mean, I think that I'm a very hands-on person. I think Hannah and I have different ways of managing, and, again, I respect that, and I think that's what you'll find with a lot of people. Everyone's got their own styles and whatnot. I've got a little sister, so I like to take on the big sister nurturing sort of way, but then obviously you've got to be serious about the job at the same time. So I tend to think I pride myself on having a bit of a softer touch when I approach those sort of situations.
Don't you ever get mad though? Like, doesn't anybody ever just piss you off that you just want to like yell or or be a little bit more tough? I think that's what now I'm gonna wait for that.
It's definitely early on in the season. That's all I can say.
Oh, all right. I guess we get to see that side of you. I'm going to look forward to that.
I know. I was going to ask you, with your birthday being yesterday, that makes you, what, a Taurus? Is that right? I don't know.
I'm actually a Gemini.
Oh, a Gemini. Okay. So how is that? Do you find you have Gemini tendencies?
I'm a Gemini through and through. I'm a proud Gemini.
I love it. What is that? It's the double-sided thing, right? The twin?
Yeah, for sure. So you'll see both my soft and my other side of my softer side, I'm sure, later on in the season.
That's so exciting. I look forward to that.
How was your relationship with Adam? We had him on last week, actually, and we got to know him a little bit. But in the beginning of the season, we see that there's a little bit of like, a little bit of attitude coming towards you a little bit. But today it seemed great.
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, it was getting heated in the galley.
Oh, gosh.
But, I think it just took a couple of, days, charters, let's say, just for Adam and I to kind of get in our vibe. And, I mean, it happens a lot with people, especially when you come from different backgrounds, you different from different countries and whatnot. Sometimes you kind of just need to, let things flow. Mm-hmm. And I think tonight in the episode, we were kind of, finding our balance, which is awesome.
Yeah, he definitely gave you a big shout out last week when we had him on here, and just said that at one point in the season, or one point on the show, you were all he really had, and that we were really going to get to see your relationship grow. So I think we got a little taste of that tonight. It was super fun to see you guys get on the same page.
Yeah, that's awesome. Adam is a great guy, and he's very different from a lot of the chefs that I've worked with in the past. He's got that laid-back approach, which I don't think is a bad thing at all. But his food's outstanding. So yeah.
Is there anyone that you just don't get along with?
I don't feel like that. I don't feel like there is.
Is there anyone I don't get along with?
Yeah. I mean, you seem like very nice, just you're happy all the time, and is there anyone that just kind of pushes your buttons?
You're so likable.
I really like to have a positive approach, I think, just in life in general, because I think when you're working in such a confined space, you need that. Otherwise, there is the part of me that might snap and throw someone overboard, and that's no joke.
Girl, I don't know how you haven't up to this point. That would be the first thing I would do.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I will say that it is still very early on in the season.
Okay. We've got a lot to look forward to. Tell us about this whole Malia thing, because she kind of came to you for advice, and it was either Team Wes or Team Adam. I mean, did you give her more advice than what we saw tonight?
No, I was actually really stuck between a rock and a hard place, to be honest with you, because Adam and Wes are both, such great guys. They're both friends of mine, and they're both so different. They both have their positive traits about them, which is awesome, but they're completely different guys. Sure. And it was a tough one because, I don't know, it's kind of a huge responsibility to kind of have be put in the position to kind of determine who she's going to choose.
Well, you didn't choose on tonight's episode, but if I had to ask you right now, who would you choose for Malia? Who would it be?
It's still a really tough one.
No, we need an answer.
I feel the same. I feel the same as what I did that exact night. I don't know who I'd pick. They're both absolutely awesome.
Well, and maybe it was just the way that this particular episode was edited, but it looked like, you and Wes have a history together, right? You guys went to the same university, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. So we didn't know each other very, very well though, but I know him well. Well, I knew him well enough to kind of judge his character.
Sure. And then there's that camaraderie as well of, being from the same place, having attended the same university. It's this sort of bonding experience, and then didn't get off to to the best foot with Adam to start, and then all of a sudden you guys are on the same page and you guys are getting along well, and you've got these two great guys. You're like, I don't know which way to go. So I really felt for you in this episode, and also, just not for nothing, I really love the dress that you wore dancing out in Croatia. I thought that was really fun.
Oh my gosh, I love my bright colors. Anything bright and crazy and out there, I'm wearing.
I love it. I love it.
Well, it's a good thing that you're not in Malia's place and you've got a boyfriend back home. How are you guys doing? You guys have been together for a while, right? I think you said.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm in Florida at the moment now, so we're kind of taking a little bit of a break. But we've known each other for a good solid 9 years, so it's been a long time.
But it was a new relationship when you got on this boat, right? On this
for sure.
on the show. That's what I thought. I knew that you guys had a history, but that the relationship, the actual diving into the relationship, was new. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So we've been friends forever, and then our relationship was really new. I think it was about 1 month or so before I got on the boat. So yeah, it was very baby and
Yeah, but the great thing too that you told us about was that you guys have that history, that friendship, which I think that is more important than anything else at the end of the day, is having a solid friendship first. So who knows?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even being on a break now, we're still such good friends. We always talk and whatnot. But I think, yeah, it's always, for me, I prefer to be friends before you jump into anything, sort of committed.
Love it. Love it, love it.
You're from South Africa, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about like your childhood and growing up there? Because I had a friend that was from South Africa, and she had come to the States. When did you move to the U.S.?
When did I move to the U.S.?
Yeah.
Well, I've lived in South Africa, since I was born, and then I studied. I went to university, and after 4 years of studying, I moved over to Europe to join the yachting industry, and yeah, that's where I am 4 years down the line.
So is that something that you always knew that you wanted to do, was get into yachting?
Definitely not.
Okay.
What did you major in?
Well, I majored in media. So I really wanted to be a journalist one day.
Great.
And
we know a few of
so
those.
I did journalism, and then I got involved in the TV side of journalism. Just to I want to be a reporter in all the hectic sort of areas in the world and whatnot.
Wow. And
because I had such a love for travel, and I guess that's kind of what brought me to the yachting industry. And yeah, like I say, 4 years on, I haven't looked back. It's been a new adventure, something I never saw myself doing, but I'm absolutely loving it.
Hey, but you got into media. It brought you to a TV show.
Well, exactly, right? Combining two of my favorite things.
How did you first get into yachting?
So it was actually one of my best friends. She'd done it after studying, like as a kind of gap year before she started working in the real world. And she said to me, "You've got to try it out." And I said, "No, I don't think making beds and cleaning toilets really for me." But I had another friend of mine who was like, "Oh well, let's give it a go." And we came over, and I was lucky enough to get on a very busy 80-meter boat. It was a charter boat with an amazing crew. And we traveled the whole of Europe, basically, which was incredible, with loads of awesome guests and whatnot. And we were back-to-back charter for the whole of the summer season in the Med. And yeah, I mean, it went from there.
Wow. Was it very hard for you to leave? It seemed like you moved, from Africa to Europe, and now you're in Florida. Was that hard for you to move at first?
I definitely do get homesick, like even to this day. It's always harder, obviously, in the beginning. But I was a whole hot mess at the airport. I remember leaving for the first time, because it was the first time I'd ever kind of traveled by myself, overseas without my family. And it was really emotional, but it opened my eyes to this world, and I've met so many amazing people along the way, which has kind of just grown me so much as a person. When I go back home now and like meet up with friends who've not traveled at all, and they've kind of just gone straight into like working back home in South Africa, I can kind of see and appreciate the fact that I kind of took that leap of faith.
Absolutely.
Any You're doing a charter now, or are you kind of taking a break?
No, I'm actually working full time on a boat, but we kind of in between trips, chartering, and then we based in Florida at the moment.
And where are you going to head to next?
I don't know. That's a good question. Hopefully the Bahamas. I've never been before.
Really?
So.
We'll meet you there. We'll
you
be there.
will love it. I actually just got back from there a couple months ago, and it is amazing. And if you like, since you picked the song when we started the show, you're gonna love the music over there. It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I'm dying to see those swimming pigs. That's
Oh
all
my!
I
It is so much. I mean, I didn't get a chance to do it because it was a little bit out of my budget, but it was amazing. Like just the water itself and like the culture there. It just it's awesome.
Yep. Hey, speaking of the culture and traveling the world, we get to see a little bit of when you guys let loose a little bit and have a little fun on land. You guys go out and party in Croatia. What's the party scene like in Croatia? I mean, it looks like you guys have a pretty good time on land. Is it exciting? Is it fun? Is there like 2 places to go and that's it?
Oh my gosh, no, it is amazing partying in Croatia, I have to say. And the place that we got to see tonight was one of the best open door sort of clubs I've ever been to. It was just incredible. There was like trees and it was like outdoors and it was like music and DJing and whatnot. But there's quite a few good places to go to and a lot of like bars that kind of turn into like sort of disco sort of vibes in the evening.
Oh, I love
disco.
But it's amazing. It's kind of like, you know, you could kind of come off the beach and be in like shorts and t-shirt, go straight in there, you know, jazz it up a bit with some wages and you're out for a good night.
Perfect. That sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, it's amazing. And then you've got all these gorgeous like foreigners talking a different language and it's even better.
That's amazing.
Do you guys get time to like tour the places that you visit? Like we see you go out at night when the guests are off and things like that, but do you get to like be a tourist for like a day?
I mean, I think it all depends on like, you know, how busy the schedule is. We were lucky enough to kind of, and you'll see a couple of our outings in upcoming episodes, but we were lucky enough to see quite a bit of Croatia. So, I mean, and it all depends. Like in the industry, some people get to see loads of the places that they're going with guests. Others don't even get to step on land.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, it looks like you guys are having a pretty great time, at least in what we've seen so far. So I look forward to seeing more of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So when do you find out your next charter? Like you don't know right now, but do you usually find out like when you board the boat?
What you mean, like on when we were in Croatia?
No,
or?
like right now you're waiting to board to go on your next charter and you don't know where you're going. So when do you find out? Like a week before or like when you board?
It literally could be a day before.
Oh wow!
It literally could be. Yeah, I've had it like working on a boat when I was working as chief stew, where we found out that our guests were coming like the night before, and the next day was absolute madness. Like they were supposed to be coming in like a couple of days, so we had that prep time, but then we kind of got a message that they were coming the next day.
Oh my
and
goodness.
we just had to race around and organize, and that's the thing about this industry is it's so unpredictable.
Well, if I'm making the tips that you are, girl, I would not mind doing that at all.
And
I will tell you that.
It seems to me too that you have if you ever want to give up yachting and media, you have a whole career in theme party planning because you are like a master at that. I feel like this is our second or third party that we've seen you put all the finishing touches on, and girl, you're really good at it.
Oh, thank you. I absolutely love it. It's like it's one of my best parts of the job, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Other than shaking up 1,000 espresso martinis.
I was gonna ask, is an espresso martini is that like a thing universally? Because I see it happen more on this show than I think anywhere else ever.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about espresso martinis on Below Deck and Below Deck Net. But I think I mean, when I was in Europe for quite a while, and it was definitely a thing amongst us yachties, we'd go out and we'd get on the espresso martinis and, enjoy our nights out. But, it seems to be quite a thing.
But is it really that good? Because that just looks terrible.
I enjoy a good espresso martini.
Yeah, I bet. I was going to say...
Definitely not good if you want to have a good night's sleep, though.
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like the post-college version of like Red Bull vodka, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the grown-up version of that.
That's it. It's a classier version.
There you go.
Well, before you go, do you plan on staying in yachting, for as a career, or any, captain, or, do you plan on, setting some roots anywhere?
Oh, definitely at this point, I think I'm in it for quite a while longer. Did you say, did I want to become a captain?
Yes.
Well, you never know, hey?
Yeah.
It's not really the path I'm on at the moment, but things could change when you've got a captain like Captain Sandy, who's a phenomenal leader as a woman, and she's so super inspiring. It kind of makes me think as a younger person, I could kind of conquer the world. If I want to become a captain, I can do that. So I think that's it's definitely put that thought in my mind.
Well, good. I'm glad that there's a lot of opportunity out there for you. And if it doesn't work out, you can always just come to AFTERBUZZ TV and pursue that journalist dream.
That's right. We'll take you.
Guys. Thanks.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We love having you, and you're welcome back anytime.
Aw, thank you so much. It's been so much fun.
Do we get to see any double trouble for you in the future?
Oh, we're gonna have to wait and see.
You guys are so good at that response. It's
I know, right? It's like they train you to say these things to us.
Wait, are we going to see Malia lock any lips with anybody else other than the two that we saw tonight?
Bobby.
Bobby's the only one that's left.
Yeah, Max is taken. You're gonna have to wait and see.
Bugs. Okay, fine. We bit.
Well, have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was awesome chatting.
Thank you, Bugs. We'll speak to you soon.
Good night.
Hi, guys. Bye.
Bye.
She is so cute.
I like her so much. I want her to be my friend.
I
Bugs
want to
always
see
be my
her
friend.
mad, though. Like, she seems like the person that is just always happy all the time, which is great. I think people need that, more people like that, and in our lives.
Yes.
I just want to see what she looks like mad.
Well, and I think it's always just fun and exciting to see anybody a little like fired up, as long as it doesn't go overboard. But it's she's so likable and so
Yes.
personable and relatable, and I think the next level of that would just be seeing her in a vulnerable state, if you will, or in a fiery state. So I'm excited.
I guess we're all just going to have to find out. But let's get to the nitty-gritty about Malia and her little double trouble here. I honestly wasn't even expecting that. I would have expected one, but not two.
I did not expect both, and I was freaking out. I was freaking out when we were watching this because I really did not want him to kiss her right after Wes had kissed her, because then it's just sloppy seconds. Right?
He knew that going into it.
I know, and there is one thing that I can kind of applaud him for going for it. I think that takes some guts, so good for you, Adam. But I didn't know if it would have the same sort of effect if he went in for it right after, like on the heels of Wes.
Well, they're all drinking, so everyone's got some liquid courage.
Sure, I
going
guess so.
on.
And I guess maybe too, they're all staking their claim at this point. We're 5 episodes
Malia,
in.
I don't know what I would do, girl, if I were you, to have 3 guys coming after you. Like, she seems to be handling, well, maybe until kissing Adam, she seemed to be handling it pretty well.
Sure. Well, and I did point out that it only took Wes 4 episodes to break his own rules. So I think I said that in the very first episode of this show. I was like, how long is it going to take Wes to actually break his own rule? You knew that was going to happen.
Now, do you think she's going to lock lips with Bobby? Do you even think Bobby is going to have a chance at this point? Because it seems like things kind of got screwed up in the beginning.
The thing is, I feel like personality-wise, I don't think that they jive.
There, right? No.
I just don't think that they jive. I think I think he's super into her, and I think she's super cute, and I don't think their personalities jive.
So who do you think she picks, and who do you think, if it's the different answer, who do you think she should be with?
Oh gosh, I forget who I said a couple weeks ago, but I did say that I thought that she was going to test the waters with Adam, and that she was going to end up with Wes.
Well, she's definitely doing that.
Yeah. I think she's going to test the water with Adam, and I think she's going to end up with Wes. I think that's the projection that I
think
made.
she's going to dip her toes in both waters and see what happens.
Well, she's dipped her lips at least in both waters, so she's yeah, she's got a good head start on herself.
All right, let's move on to Lauren, because Lauren seemed to be having such a hard time tonight. What is it? I mean, she seemed to have trouble with a little bit, with Hannah. She wants to impress her. She had her issues with Bobby, and it just does not seem to be fun for her.
Yeah, I think it goes back to something that Adam said last week when we had him on the show last week, which is just that there are some people that are sensitive people, and maybe this is not the best environment for those kind of people who wear their heart on their sleeve, who, like she says, cares so much about what other people think about her that it seems to be getting in the way of her being able to do her job, So this may just not be the environment for her, but I do like what Adam said last week was you got to give her a chance. And that's what I think Hannah and Bugs are doing a really good job of keeping her in line, keeping her reeled in, and trying to give her a good, solid chance.
Well, it was interesting to see how they both each handled the situation, because they obviously both have a different approach. But it was interesting to see who she responds to more, and it seems like she responds to Bugs more.
Yeah, she does. Well, Bugs has a gentler approach. I think Hannah's a little more hands-on, a little more aggressive, a little more,
She's more stern, but I feel like sometimes it's great to have both. I think you need someone who is also understanding and soft and someone who handles it like Bugs. But I think sometimes some people just need like a good slap in the face of, hey, wake up. And if I can't help you, if you don't ask me for help, how can I help you? Which is true.
Yeah, which is why I think they handled it really well when the three of them sat down tonight and Hannah was like, stop, just stop, just stop. Like, it got to the point where Bugs's effect wasn't, or Bugs's way of dealing with Lauren wasn't as effective as, say, they needed a little dose of Hannah to kind of slap her in there. And also, she really wants to impress Hannah.
Well, I wanted to see more of her handling the martinis when she was the only one there, and we didn't get to see because Adam had to wake up Hannah. So, I mean, it seemed like she would have been able to handle it. She seemed very confident in herself.
Yeah, she did. And I think she seemed eager at that moment, too, of like, yes, this is my moment. I got this. She kept saying over and over again, I got this, I got this, I got this. This is my chance. This is my opportunity. So I kind of felt a little bad for her that got nipped in the bud, but again, she did do a great job with handling that many guests as one stew. So you go, girl. Nice work.
Well, don't forget to tweet us, because I want to know what you guys think. Whether two things: either your team Bugs, team Hannah, or your team Wes, or team Adam. I mean, there's so much to choose from. I don't even know where to start.
Well, Paulina, before we go, who do you think Malia is going to end up with?
She seems to be more interested in Wes.
100%.
And the one thing I think, at this point they don't know, her crew members, is that she's dated a captain.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever dated a boss before?
Not a boss.
But a coworker.
A coworker.
Did you give yourself those same rules that Wes did at some point? Before or
I
after?
don't give myself many rules to follow, let's be honest. No, I'm more of a go with the flow kind of girl.
I mean, if you've already dated a captain, what's a bosun, right?
Right. Well, exactly. Where do you go from a captain? Bosun seems like easy breezy.
You go to a yacht owner, maybe?
I guess.
That would be the next step, I would think.
I guess so. Well, speaking of dating, I'm going to throw this little nugget out there that today is actually my 8-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations!
So happy wedding anniversary to me. And
I wish I would have known. I would have baked you a cake.
Ah, that's okay, girl.
Or have Adam bake you a cake or something.
Are
Are you guys doing anything to celebrate?
We had a lot of fun celebrating just with time off over the weekend, so we just back to work. Aww, thanks, guys. So thanks. I love you, Jason.
Well, I guess we're all gonna have to see what happens within the next few weeks while we watch Below Deck. And next week we got some pretty good previews. Okay, first of all, this charter guest, they drank 6.5 bottles of vodka,
and I saw a lot of pixelation happening in that preview.
12 hours.
Ugh. No.
I mean, I thought I can do some damage,
right?
But not like that.
I would like to see a screenshot of their liver.
I don't. That would scare me, I think.
No, it looks like it's going to be a pretty raucous group. I'm excited to see what goes down with that, because looks a little crazy.
I love it, though. Where can everybody find you on social media?
You can find me at Laura L. Thomas TV on Instagram and Twitter.
And you guys can find me on Twitter at _Paulina Aguilar and on Instagram at Paulina Aguilar. And don't forget to tweet us whose team you're on. We want to know. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.